Hi there, Oakland Tech. We are going to be working on our portrait project for the past week. Hopefully you've done your blind contour drawing, your proportion practice drawing, drawing the other half of a photograph drawing. And I'd love to see you upload these drawings so I can see them. Some of you just drew a half portrait without printing out the photograph you were working with. So that wasn't quite the point, but the point is actually just to learn the proportions and how to draw the features. So if you didn't have a printer, I suppose that's what you had to do. For this portrait, I'd say do a self-portrait, so nobody gets all freaked out that you're drawing them. Also, you'll sit still for yourself. You can look in a mirror, you can use the selfie on your camera, phone, or you can work with a photograph. The larger the better, so you can really see what's up, okay? So let's get started. You can work on smaller paper, but I am working on this size so you can hopefully see what I'm doing. And then we'll complete it with a collage in the background to add color. But for this step, I'm working with just a regular drawing black pencil, the ebony pencil, and I have, this is a kneaded eraser. This is the kind that doesn't tear the paper and it erases clean. The cheap erasers can be problematic. So here we go. So when I'm drawing, I'm going to start with the head, and you always sort of start with soft, sketchy lines, and I like to start at the top. I do the left side and then the right side, and I'm aiming to draw this whole oval for the face, okay? So there's my oval for the face, okay? And then the next, I'm going to actually make it just a little bit taller. Then the next thing I'm going to do is sketch in very lightly the guidelines for where the proportions are going to go. So that's my half face, and about halfway down is where my eyes are going to go, and about halfway between the eyes and the chin is where the nose is going to go, and about halfway between the nose and the chin is where the mouth is going to go. And I'd like you to draw this life size, because here's why. A, it's easier to draw and better to get details and get your shading in. And also we're going to measure the eyes, and your actual eye is about 2 finger widths wide. And the space between your eyes is 2 finger widths wide, and the space between the corner of your eye and the edge of your face is about 2 finger widths, or 1 eye wide. Like your face is 5 eye widths across. So I'm just using my 2 fingers as a measuring tool, and I'm marking the inside of the eye and the outside edge of the eye. And about halfway between the top of the head and that eye line is the hairline. So I'm just going to do that little mark. I'm going to, for these purposes right now, just draw a diagonal line from the end of the hairline to what will go behind the ears. The neck kind of lines up either with the outside edge of the eye, the left eye, the right eye, okay, and your shoulder is actually behind your neck. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to start actually with the nose, right in the middle there. So I'm going to start with the ball of the nose. I hope you did the practice worksheet of how to draw eyes, nose, and mouth. Again, a good practice is to just draw, look in the mirror, just practice drawing your nose, your people who are living in the house with you, their noses, and just go and work on everyone's features Only way you get good is to practice. Okay. So that's kind of it for my nose. Uh, the ball of cartilage at the end, and then the kind of two, I don't know what those, the skin is called over the nostrils, but you have two nostrils. Excuse me. When you look in the mirror, look closely, you'll see that this kind of ridge is aligned right near there underneath your nostrils. So I'm going to do my lip. The top lip is again two lines, and I look carefully like I'm doing a modified contour drawing, because I am doing a modified contour drawing. I'm just going to block in the lips. No shading yet. Can actually refine some of these edges. Come up to the eye, the window to the soul. And again, I'm just looking for one line at a time, like when I was doing blind contour drawing. Really slowed down my vision and just looked to capture each line. Your eye is actually an eyeball. So let's get this little window that your eyeball looks through. And I'm going to get a nice round ball in there. Okay. And again, if you look in the mirror, you can see better. These eyes come alive when you draw the pupil. And then I'm going to do, there's a kind of a dark cast circle around the pupil. And then you can actually see almost like these little veins in your iris. And let's get the other eye going. You know, your eye is partly covered by your eyelid. Okay. And even though as I'm drawing this, it doesn't really have to look like me, even though I'm posing for myself. Because the idea is I just want you to learn how to put a real face together. When we're drawing hair and eyebrows and eyelashes, draw them the way they grow, which is from the skin out, okay? Let's see. And, you know, of course there's all kinds of tricks to how to do this, but I like you to really just practice and train yourself just to really look. Don't start with the tricks yet, because I want you to build a foundation of knowledge. I can barely see my eyelashes, but I'll just do a few. And again, your eyelashes grow out to protect your eyes from dust and dirt. Because we live in a dirty world, unfortunately. But fortunately, we've evolved to have eyelashes. Looking at your lips, so kind of moving around here, eyes. Now I'm going to come back down to the lips. Your upper lip is dark, is in shadow. The nose casts a shadow over it. So I'm going to draw a little shadow there. And underneath your lower lip, there's another little shadow. Little trick with shadows, you can smudge. I hope you did our doodling video. Well, I'm aware that many of you still don't draw a lot, so I want you to change that and just take a drawing break. Drawing is fun, it's relaxing. When it's hard, just let it be a challenge. It's hard for me too, but I don't let it depress me. I don't give up, so I don't want you to give up either. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. Now, believe it or not, like the features may not be exactly correct. Let me Get a little shadow under the nose there. But it all comes together with the hair. And I want you to always draw more hair than there really is. But the thing about hair is, again, you're going to draw it the way it grows. One strand at a time. How many strands do you have? Thousands. Well, Mother Nature has more, or if you believe in God, has more patience than you. So she or he or it, or just grows thousands of hairs out of your head. So you're just going to draw one at a time. If you have straight hair, you'll draw straight, slightly curved lines, one hair at a time. If you have wavy hair, you'll increase the wave. If you have short hair, obviously you'll do short lines. And if you have kinky hair, very tight little curls, actually just going to add those kind of wiggly lines. Look closely at your hair. Look at one hair follicle and see what does it really look like? Not what do I think it looks like, what does it really look like? It's also good practice to draw your ears. And my ears are covered up in this photograph I'm working with. But your ears also line up with your nose. So the top of the ear is by the eye, and the bottom of the ear lines up with the bottom of the nose. A lot of people think their ears are on top of their head, as is their eyes, but it's not. Even though you think your hair is on top of your head, it's actually coming in front of your skull. Just like people, it's so cute. When little kids draw the sky, it's just a blue line on the top of their picture, because they're thinking, well, the sky is over my head, so that's where I'm going to draw the sky. But when you look out in the real world, the sky actually comes down to the horizon, like we talked about when we learned perspective drawing. So with humans, yes, your hair is on top of your head, but it actually comes in front of your skull too. So once you get the basics in there, and you can see that took me 12 minutes. Then I'm going to start adding values. Please watch the value video, which goes with the doodle video, which I think we did a week and a half ago. It's my favorite video. But when we add value, again, like everything, you're going to start with light value. Make everything light. And I'm starting in the places of the picture where I see shadow, but I'm going to start with a light shadow before I darken it up. And I would suggest, if you can speed up this video on your device, you watch it in fast motion, then you don't have to watch every single step. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to stop here. Just smudge that shadow in. And I'll work on it some more, and then we'll have part 2, where you see where it's gone. Okay?